In the previous lesson, I told you about tenses. And to recapitulate, I told you that the word tense comes from the Latin word tempus, which means time. And I also told you that tense is related to the verb, and we say that tense of a verb shows the time of an action or event. And there are three types of tenses: present, past, and future. And I also told you that all these three forms, three types, have four forms each, which are simple, progressive, perfect, and perfect progressive. And in the previous lesson, we learned what the simple present is. And I told you that in the simple present, we use subject plus first form of verb. And the simple present is used in a number of cases. Number one, habitus. For example, I go for a walk daily. Number two, things in general or universal truths. Example, man is mortal, or the sun rises in the east. Third, proverbs. For example, honesty is the best policy. Number four, instructions. We give directions in the simple present. For example, open your book at page 50. And I also told you, number fifth, that in exclamatory sentences we use simple present with the words here and there. For example, here comes the bus, or there he goes. Number six, to express a future event that is part of a fixed timetable or program. For example, the bus leaves for Jammu at 8 a.m. or the Chief Minister arrives at 8 a.m. tomorrow. Similarly, number seven, to introduce quotations. For example, the Quran says, offer prayers 5 times daily. And number eight, last, which you read yesterday, book reviews. We give reviews of books in the simple present. For example, Robin Hood is a delightful book. The eponymous hero is a friend of the poor. He robs the corrupt rich to pay the poor. Now, it was all about previous lesson, and now today's topic is present progressive. In present progressive, the construction is subject plus is, am, are. We use is with third person singular noun. Am is used with first person singular I, and are is used with all plurals, and in fact second person singular you. And plus present participle, that is the fourth form of the verb, ing form. And this present progressive is used in certain cases, which we will discuss now. Number one, we use present progressive to talk about an action that's going on at the time of speaking. For example, I am teaching you this time, and we express this thing in present simple. So number one is to talk about an action going on at the time of speaking. She is reading now. Or the boys are playing hockey. It means they are playing this time. They are playing now. This is the first thing where present progressive is used. Number two, when something is going on or when something is continuing at any time, we use present progressive to denote that thing. For example, I hate being disturbed when I am writing. It does not mean that I am writing this time. Whenever I am writing, if anybody disturbs me, I hate that thing. And we say this like this: I hate being disturbed when I am writing. Now here comes I am writing. It is the present progressive form. Or another example, You look charming when you are smiling. Number three, to talk about developing or changing situations. Sometimes some situations develop or change. And in those cases, in those developing situations or changing situations, we also use present progressive. Example, the weather is getting warmer and warmer. It's a developing situation or changing situation. And another example, the roads are deteriorating day by day. खराब हो रहे हैं. The roads are deteriorating day by day. And in these developing or changing situations, we always use present progressive form. Number four, to talk about things which annoy you, which disturb you. Some things are there that disturb us, that annoy us. And in those annoying things, for those annoying things, we use present progressive. But remember, when we use progressive form with in such cases, we use some adverbs like always, continually, constantly, forever. He is always asking stupid questions. It means his questions always annoy somebody, yeah, or anybody, because he's always asking stupid questions. He's always asking stupid questions. And this is an annoying situation, and so we use present progressive. Another example, she's forever whining about her, whining means complaining. She's forever whining about her health. This is an annoying thing. Whoever meets her, she always starts complaining about her ill health or bad health, and so we use progressive form in this case also. She is forever whining about her health. And number five, for an action that has already been arranged to take place. Some actions we already arranged them to take place in the near future. In the near future, for example, I am going to the cinema tonight. I have booked a ticket in the theater. I am going. So it is a future event, but near future. But I have already arranged for this. So we use, instead of future, we use present progressive. I am going to the cinema tonight. Similarly, I am leaving for Delhi this Sunday. Or he is flying to Jammu tomorrow. So I repeat, this present progressive, we use the construction subject is, am, are plus present participle or the fourth form of the verb or ing form of the verb. And we use present progressive in these situations. When we talk about an action that is taking place, that's taking place at the time of speaking. Number two, to talk about something that may be going on at any time. Number three, to talk about developing or changing situations. Some situations are developing or changing. In those cases, we use present progressive. To talk about things that annoy you, annoying things. With annoying things, we use present progressive. And remember, we use some adverbs like always, forever, continually, constantly, with the progressive form in such cases. And number five, for an action that has already been arranged to take place in the near future. And in these situations,